Factorization question again, and then in part A it looks simple, just A part 1. And then we check the item one by one. Is there any common factor? It's obviously both 4 and 10 can divide by 2. So in norm form, we can isolate 2 times 2a here, and then we have 2 times 5 here. We realize that 2 is common, so we take it out. It's become 2 times something, and then the first item will become 2a is left. And then we have negative 5 is left from the second term. Or you may think 4a divided by 2 give you 2a. Negative 10 divided by 2 give you negative 5. That's how you factorize it. And then in part B, we have 2a squared minus 3a minus 5. We check, is there any common factor? 2 and 3 and 5, no common factor other than 1. Identities, it is not identities, it's because 2 and 5 are not square numbers, so most probably we can't write in this format. Then we have to use the last method, which is the cross factorization. So we copy down the first term and the last term. The first term, we have to think what times what will give us 2a squared. So basically only 2 times 1a. And then we are going to think any combination multiplied together will give negative 5. This is the first requirement. Afterward, we have to test the middle term, see whether it is negative 3 by a cross. So that's why it's called cross method. Maybe I consider 1 and 5. But we have to focus on the sign also to get negative value. So maybe either one of them is negative. Maybe I try negative 5 and 1. Therefore, if I follow this, 2 times negative 5, we have negative 10a. A times 1, we have positive 1a. So it's give you negative 9a, which is not the same. So this is not correct combination. We just forget it and then we try another combination. Just now 1, 5 is give 9 totally different from 3. So I try to change the order. Maybe I try 5 and 1. Negative 5 and 1. And then we try to check it. So from the clause 2a times 1 we have positive 2a. 1 times negative 5 we have negative 5a. If we combine that we get negative 3a. This is exactly the same as the middle term, so that means this combination fulfills all the requirements. Therefore our first factor is 2a minus 5. The second factor is a plus 1. So no step can be written down, we can just directly write down is 2a minus 5 together with a plus 1. Because I didn't write the sign, that means plus positive. So afterward, in part C, before you start, you better find out the linkage between A and B and C. So we find out that the first two terms are exactly the same as part A. And the second three terms is not exactly the same, but it look like similar to the last three terms. So we copy down the questions. We have 4a and negative 10. Afterward, we have negative 2a squared, positive 3a, positive 5. For the first part, it's obviously that we are going to use the result in part A, so I just write exactly the same. It's 2 times 2a minus 5. And second part, this one, we are going to use our answer again, but before that we have to check whether it's the same as our question in B. It's not exactly the same. This is negative 2a squared while this one is positive. This is positive while this one is negative. This is positive while this one is negative. So we have to extract negative 1 first. If we extract negative 1, this divided by negative will become positive 2a squared. Positive 3a divided by negative, we get negative 3a and also negative 5. Now what inside is exactly the same as part B, then we can use the result. If they are not the same, then of course you can't apply the results here. So this is minus 1 times 2a minus 5, a plus 1. Afterward, among the first term and the second term, we find out that 2a minus 5 is common. So our target is to extract out 2a minus 5. We write down 2a minus 5 bracket first, and then we will prepare a bracket to write down what is left. From the first term, we move this bracket, positive 2 is left, so we write down 2 vertically below. And the blue part, that means the second term, take out this bracket, we still have negative 1, and also bracket a plus 1 is left. Afterward, we already factorized it, but this format we better separate it. So we continue our calculation. We get 2a minus 5 here. We have 2. And the blue part, we try to expand it. We get negative a and negative 1. So 2 and negative 1, we can combine them together. It's give negative a and then plus 1. So that's the answer for factorization.